Oh, are those yummy mummies? Hey. Neil the Great, can I please have some of your yummy mummies?
There you go, you got some.
Thanks. Are you? You ate all the yummy mummies?
Mm-hmm. My favorite cereal.
Hello everybody, I'm Floyd Savage from Yummy Mummy Enterprises, and I've been asked to let you guys in on our little secret on how we got from rags to riches, you know, a poor college student to a internationally known corporate business owner. This is my brother Armaduce. I'm Armaduce Savage. He's not the talkative one. Well, let's go ahead and get started, and we'll begin with how we started, I guess. Well, there's no better place to begin than the beginning. Okay, we'll start at the beginning. The idea first originated when it was in college in an international marketing class of Professor Carey Gales. The reason we got into that class is because we heard this professor was absolutely amazing. So it turned out he was just pure genius. But we had a project we had to sell a cereal to Egypt, and I don't know how we came up with the name, but I think we missed the deadline. He's like, you know, we gotta have the name of your cereal by this day. We went in, we didn't have a name, and luckily Armaduce, you know, just with the flip of a dime, just, you know, Yummy Mummies. We're like, what? Where'd that come from? And then it just stuck. The professor loved it, so, you know, if he liked it, he's gotta have some substance. It's gotta be good. So ever since then, I mean, we had the name right away, which is usually the hardest part. So we didn't really take it very seriously at first, and you know, we slowly get more interested in it. You know, the more we're learning about it, and you know, I mean, hey man, I was just trying to get a C. Yeah, a C. I wanted an A, but so you know, we did this project, and we didn't really understand the full impact of what this project would eventually, you know, the domino effect, until people actually started asking us questions, vividly interested in what we were doing. You know, just this, oh my gosh, you know, oh, it's pure genius. I mean, I'm not bragging, but I mean, we didn't think it was that big of a deal, but other people did, and that's when we started thinking, is it a big deal? I mean, heck, I mean, we all fantasized about it, but it's not something we thought would realistically come true. So to be here now in hindsight and how lightly we took the project, I mean, we took the project serious, but just I had no idea of the colossal effect we could one day have on the world.
One day I'll live with real men.
Good morning.
It's 3 in the afternoon.
Good time for Yummy Mummies.
Somebody say yummy mummies!
There's only one bowl left.
You know what that means?
A race.
To the end of the street.
Bring it on.
You're on!
Well. Cleopatra wasn't the only smart woman.
The hardest part of getting a business started, I mean, especially in another country, is first of all understanding. I mean, this is what this international marketing class was all about: is understanding, what their cultures are, what's acceptable. I mean, we were just college students. We had no idea what we were doing. I mean, we had to go over to Egypt, find some suppliers, find vendors, find consumers, and save the world all at the same time. I mean, aside from that, I guess, the hardest part was getting your product out there, getting people to recognize what your product is. And we chose to go with a very outdated method of the direct selling approach, which meant we homemade 100 boxes and went directly out and sold them on the store. And the most extemporaneous thing we did was we actually walked inside a skyscraper in the middle of Cairo.
And I do not recommend this, by the way.
We walked in and said, we're here for our meeting. Luckily there was a meeting going on at that time, and we went up there and everybody's kind of confused of what we're there.
Not my idea.
And so we hook. I think they would have kicked us out if we didn't give them free food. So everyone at the table, we got a bowl of Yummy Mummies. This is thinking food, brain food, we would say. Yummy Mummies, and it actually went really well. We didn't get kicked out. We got great remarks, and it was a great way to get our name out to corporations that were meeting. I mean, these were a bunch of corporations meeting at this one meeting. So that was one of our best advertising techniques. And street peddling, it was hard. Getting our name out there of a quality product. It was homemade. It was every product we did was just a mix of. It was corn, wheat, and oats. And at first we didn't have the coffin concoction, the special sauce, but we got the product out. It was sustainable. It was healthy. It was everything you can want, and it was for a really good price. So the direct selling method, direct retail, was what was kind of boosted us to the next level. I mean, you can't ask for something better than that, Getting a retailer. So my brother Armadou's here, went in for the interview, and oh, poor guy, he wore his hat the first time, and don't be hating now. The shirt's untucked. Oh man, he's a mess. He's stuttering. He's talking about himself the whole time. But luckily, Egypt, the culture, talk about yourselves, get well acquainted. So this just happened to work out for us. Notice that I have to do all the dirty work. I must admit, it was a learning experience. So I get there, right? And he's 35 minutes late. Just a cultural change you gotta get used to. Traffic there is terrible, he says. Traffic. Mr. Mihan?
Rashmidan.
Rashmidan.
Amdus?
Amadou Savage from Yummy Mummies.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you. Your briefcase. Sorry. And I get in there, and I hit it big, bang, by talking about soccer. Not about business. I brought up business, bam, shot it down. Let's talk about soccer. Just expect a lot of interruptions. That guy answered his cell phone in the middle of the meeting. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it, of course, but geez, I mean, bathroom breaks every 10 minutes, and snack breaks, I mean, you name it. It's just like he was procrastinating, but he wasn't, you know. It's just more easy going there, I guess.
Hello, Rashmidad here, a manufacturing manager of the El Rashid Organic Company. A business partner I work with for 8 years, Amadous Savage, for the project of Yummy Mummies.
So he goes in and negotiates with our manufacturer so that we can have... Okay, we need to back up. We haven't even told you what... So 100 years into the future, when Yummy Mummies are no longer exist, let's cross our fingers, hope they do, you guys aren't even going to know what Yummy Mummies are. So let's back up a little bit, shall we, and explain what Yummy Mummies are? Well, Yummy Mummies are our own personal invention of broke collegehood days, where a combination of corn, wheat, and oats. The package consists of
The Egyptians are a very prideful culture. We do not do business with anyone we do not trust. With Amadous, we knew right away that we were destined to be partners, because he talked about himself more than I talked about myself. He liked to talk. He told me about his family, his beautiful wife Lily, his 2 daughters, his cute little puppy Anubis, an Egyptian god of the afterlife, which I might add. I recommend it.
So I had this idea once when I'm walking down the road, right? You know, I'm getting my Netflix in the mail, and I'm like, you know, why should I have to go to the store to get my cereal? And I mean, as you'll later learn, this was actually inspired by doing a poll and seeing that single parents, single mothers, you know, they have to, you know, bring their kids to the store, and it's a big hassle. So, you know, doing that every week is kind of a drag, you know. So we have this system called We call it the Netflix system, but what it is essentially is you go to the store and you buy a box, an empty box, a half empty box of Yummy Mummies. It has 3 bowls and 3 spoons, and that bit in there is supposed to hold you to the first mailing period. Yeah, that's right. I said it, mailing period. So you sign your name on this address and you give it to the store clerk, and they send it to Yummy Mummy Corporations. And for the next 5 weeks, a factory bag of Yummy Mummies, bigger than a regular cereal box, mind you, comes in the mail for only $7. 5 of them for $7. You can't beat that. For the next 5 weeks, you don't have to go to grocery stores shopping for Yummy Mummies. It's healthy, it's convenient. What more do you want? Mailing authorities went through the roof. Our profits skyrocketed, and what do you know?
We were swamped. I had to get a new office.
We're making the world a better place for single parents. You know, I mean, it's really, you know, when you look at it, it's pretty genius. So we employed 3 companies, corporations, if you will. El Rashidi Organic Corporation, which is a grain distributor, Fahad Al Salim, and BMI Invest. Now these guys are essential trading corporations. You know, they all, you know, they process the materials and pass it through one another to pack all the materials, the cereal, the powdered milk, the sodium tablets, and eventually the plastic bowls and the spoons that came with the box as well, which was also done by Fahad Al Salim. So we have this box that's completely sustainable, right? We'll get to that later. Don't you forget that. But we have something we call the 3-headed monster. These 3 corporations are located directly on the Nile River. All right, check a map if you don't know where that is. And so what this did was allowed easier transport, and there, as you were in chronological order from beginning production to end. So call it luck, I call it destiny. But so we could take larger loads from each place and domino them through each one with boats, which carry way more cargo. So this made our process cheaper, quicker, and more efficient. So this is why we're able to do the Netflix deal so easily. I mean, we're losing money, but we're making money on how many people are signing up for it. So it's a good trade-off. And so this 3-headed monster is really the essential reason why we're able to put the customer first. Without that, I don't know where we'd be. I hope you didn't forget about the completely sustainable box. Now this box has bowls, spoons, plastic bowls, biodegradable. Bowls, spoons, sodium tablet, chlorine tablet to sanitize your water, powdered milk, and powdered milk mixed with the coffin concoction powder, which is, you will not figure it out, don't even try, and of course the cereal. So all you have to do for this is add water, whether it's clean water or not. You can sanitize it, powder milkerize it, and mummify it, yummify it, put it in your belly. I mean, so of course Outreach International went nuts. A product they could give to people and they could handle themselves with simply some water. Bowl, spoon, everything. It's biodegradable, so there's no mess, no footprint. So Outreach International took hold of this, and our profits went through the roof. Went to relief, humanitarian work, disaster relief, everything. We're finally actually helping the world become a better place. Helping people get through to the next meal.
Our partnership has become very successful with keeping aligned with our moral beliefs. We look at business as a service and not as a profit. Because our product has played such a major role at humanitarian efforts, we truly believe we are making the world a better place. one country at a time, one village at a time, one box at a time. Yummy Mummies.
Good to the last bowl.
Doing good to the last bowl.